Welcome to Sip and Say with Stephanie. I want to do that again. Welcome to Sip and Say with Stephanie. Hey, let me stop playing. How y'all doing? Woo, woo. It's Thursday night. Welcome to the Stephanie Humphrey channel. Welcome to the Stephanie Humphrey podcast. I'm so excited, so glad, so thankful, so favored of the Lord that you are here with me tonight for Sip and Say with Stephanie. I am so glad to be here, to be alive, to be well. I'm thankful, you all. I posted a post on my social media, on my Instagram, and just talking about how thankful I am. I'm thankful for so many things: life, health, and strength, my home, employment, the ability to get back and forth to employment because I have a vehicle, food, shelter, clothes. Like, God is good. Y'all hear me say everything is not perfect, but God is good. And I'm so thankful today. And I am glad that you are here. I guess I'm in a singing mood tonight, right? I'm so glad that you're here. Look, y'all, look. So I watched The Color Purple today. So I checked it out from my local library because y'all know I support my local library, not just with materials, but with purchasing books from the Friends of the Library. I was a Friends of the Library member. I hadn't renewed this year, child. I've been a little lazy. I need to do my renewal. But I checked it out from my local library. And you all, let me tell y'all something. I knew it was a musical, and I absolutely love musicals, but I didn't know what to expect in relation to how much of the original movie they would incorporate into the musical. And so y'all, I really loved it. I mean, within the first 5 minutes, I was shouting just because of the music. They came in singing, child, took me to church, and I was praising God right along with them with The Color Purple. And so I enjoyed it. Like I said, excuse me, I love musicals already. And so the fact that they would add some more singing into it was beautiful to me. So it was good. Good. It was good. I'm debating whether I'm going to take the DVD and share it with my family because we've been talking about it. So I'm debating whether I'm going to take it and share it with them, or I think I might end up just purchasing the video myself. We'll see what happens. But it was really good. I enjoyed it, and I like how, if you haven't seen it, this might be a spoiler. If you have seen it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But I wasn't sure how they were going to do the maybe God is trying to tell you something scene with Shug Avery. I cannot think of the young lady, and I hadn't planned to talk about The Color Purple, so I didn't look her name up in advance. But the young lady who played Shug Avery, I see her clear. But I did not know that. To me, that was an iconic scene in the original Color Purple. It was iconic. To me, it's one of the most iconic scenes in movie history. Like, it was amazing how the character Sugar Avery was singing in the juke joint, and then she heard the church singing, and then her and the patrons of the juke joint marched their hind parts onto the church, busted into the church, and proceeded to join the choir and sing it. It was iconic. And so I was like, I wonder how they're going to do. I didn't think about the song initially, but about halfway through, I was like, I wonder how they're going to do that. I'm glad they didn't try to recreate it. So spoiler alert, they did not try to recreate it. I love how they did it. It was so respectful, in my opinion, how they introduced the song. It was so beautiful and just so very peaceful the way it was introduced. So I loved it. I'll probably end up buying it because, like, I love musicals, and when I'm cleaning around the house, I sing. I'm washing dishes, I'm singing, like all of it. I'm singing, and sometimes I will put a musical on or put some music on because I just be dancing and singing during my cleaning time. I mean, doing laundry, all of it. And so I'm pretty sure I'm going to add that to my musical repertoire. I've been thinking about adding a Cabin in the Sky. Have you all seen it? I think that was done in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, somewhere in there. I can't even remember. But that's probably the oldest musical I've ever seen. And of course, I have Carmen, because you can't beat Dorothy Dandridge, right? And Harry Belafonte. And so I love musicals. And so I'm wondering if Oscar Michaud, if like some of his productions are like, are they available? I think I might have to look him up because maybe they're on YouTube. They were a little risque. I don't know if Oscar Michaud ever did musicals, but I'm just kind of wondering, now that I'm just thinking about movie, I'm kind of wondering if any of his works were ever put in a format where it is available today. Oscar Michaud, I don't even know, 20s, 30s, 40s, somewhere in there, like the early 1900s. He was, I think, considered one of the first Black movie producers, like being able to fund and produce, write, direct, release his own productions. And so, anywho, I had not planned to talk about the magic of movies tonight, but I just was like, the color purple. And I've heard some reviews and people like they could have just left it like it was. They could have. I can agree with that statement. They could have, but I love the fact that they turned it into a musical. I love the songs. I love how they honored the original movie and incorporated their own style for this about to say this age, with this generation, this age. And so it was beautiful. If you haven't seen it and you love singing, you love musicals, you will probably enjoy it. If you don't like musicals, you may still enjoy it, but I don't know, check it out and see. Check out your local library if you don't want to buy it. And then if you love it, buy it. Okay, let me get into the news. Cause it said this it was 70, but y'all, I was a man when I say, and I may or may not have shed a few tears throughout the movie because there are some really touching. I mean, there were touching moments in the original movie, of course, and then there's touching moments in this movie as well, because they did keep a lot of the scenes from the original movie. They just, again, just I'm not gonna say update, it's not a good word. They just modernized it, maybe is a better word than update. They just made it what it was for today's time, and it's beautiful. Okay, let me get into the news. So tonight I am going to give us an update. Oh, I forgot to ask y'all how y'all doing before I'm getting into this news. I'm just ready, like I haven't had dinner. I don't even know what I'm having for dinner tonight. So how are you all doing? How are you doing emotionally? How are you doing mentally? How are you doing spiritually, socially, physically? How are you all doing? I am feeling pretty good. About an hour ago, right here on my left side, not necessarily kind of in my temple a little bit, but right here on this left side, like a quarter of my side, right? I'm feeling some pressure here. I do not know why or what might be going on. It doesn't feel like a headache, but it feels like pressure is really what it feels like. And so I don't know, I don't remember doing anything extra today as far as exerting any additional energy. Like I did do some cleaning today, but it should not have been enough for me to have some things. And I know when depending on what I'm doing around the house, sometimes I wear a mask, and I did that pre-pandemic because sometimes the chemicals that I use to clean my home are so strong, like ammonia is like ridiculously strong. And so I would just wear a mask just to protect my lungs and my nasal cavity and all of that. And so I know sometimes, but it shouldn't have been enough to give me a headache. So anyway, how I'm doing is I'm feeling a little bit of pressure right here. Other than that, I'm feeling good. So yeah, let me know how you all are doing. Add it to the live chat, add it to the rebroadcast if you're listening later. There was one thing I meant to grab. I'm not gonna go grab it because it's way in the back room. And I'm sorry, I hate that I don't have it, but I forgot to grab it, but it's okay. It's my shelf to elevate my computer so I can kind of look at you a little bit better. But I don't have it, and so I'm going to make this work. So if you see me looking down, it's because I don't have my shelf to elevate my computer to do the news story. So let me know how you're doing. What are y'all sipping on tonight? Y'all, it's the fourth Thursday in July, but it's the first sip and say of the month. So what y'all sipping on tonight, y'all? I think I'm going to go to get me some more non-alcoholic, or alcohol-free rather, wine, because I'm down to 2 bottles. I think I was 2 bottles the last time I told you all, and I have not opened up either of those bottles, not because they're my only two. I just hadn't opened them yet, but I think I'm gonna end up going and get a couple of cases because I want some. And maybe I have been putting off, I don't know, but I just want some. And the 2 bottles that I have are the same They're both muscadine, which I do love muscadine, but I do favor scarpinade. And so I need me some scarpinade. And so anywho, I'm drinking on pure water tonight. I said all that to say I'm drinking on water tonight. So you all let me know what you're sipping on. Drop it in the live chat. Drop it in the rebroadcast if you're listening later. I'm going to get me a sip of my nice cold, no longer ice water. All right, y'all, let's get into this news because like I said, I have no clue at the moment what I'm having for dinner. And so I'm gonna have to figure something out after the broadcast. The first story that I want to get to is a sad story. It's actually an update on a story that I reported, I think in June, if I'm not mistaken. But you all remember not Taylor. I put Taylor and Casey together and it came out Taylor. Taylor Casey went missing while she was at a yoga retreat in the Bahamas. This was in June. She was at a month-long retreat with the Sivananda Ashram. I hope I pronounced that correctly, yoga retreat. And she June 19th was the last day that she was seen. And you all remember me reporting there was a young lady there that knew her and called her mom, was like, where is she? Where's Kate? Where's Taylor? You know, she didn't show up. And so there was a search for her. She is still missing. And so I remember a few days after she went missing, her family did go down, her mom and other family went down to help, to find out what was going on, to talk to the investigators, and then to help with the search for her. And so I wanted to give an update because about 10 or a little over 10 years ago, there was a gentleman by the name of Wesley Bell at the same retreat in the Bahamas. He went missing. This was a little over 10 years ago. And I'm not saying the two are related. I'm just reporting my research, right? So he became missing. Again, same place at the yoga retreat on Paradise Island in Nassau, Bahamas. He actually was last seen on January 25th, 2013. And so Miss Casey has not been seen since June 19th of this year. Now, in the case of Wesley Bell, it was reported that he went snorkeling by himself. And so the police, even though they did an extensive investigation, they believe that he probably drowned. And so they did find his wallet, his shirt, and his hat on the beach, like the next day after he, was reported to have gone missing. They found his shoes, not his shoes, hold on, let me make sure. I know it was his shirt. Yep, his shirt, shoes, and hat. Shirt, shoes, and hat on the beach. And so, so there was actually some conversations going on, like, why is it that these two individuals have been missing at the same retreat, same location? Neither one of them have been located. Even now, Wesley Bell's body was never found, never located. It was just thought that he drowned. And so it's still unclear what has happened to Taylor Casey. There's still not, again, there are no reports that she has been seen since June 19th. And so let's continue to pray for her family. And I said June 19th. Let me make sure I got the right date. Yeah, since June 19th. Okay, I said that correctly. And so one thing I thought was interesting too about Miss Taylor Casey's case is when her family went to the Bahamas to get information about her not being seen and to help with not help with the investigation, but to help with the search for her. They went into her tent. They noted that most of her personal belongings were there, but her passport was not there. I thought that was really interesting because who would take somebody's passport who was missing? Like, who would do, like, that was interesting and odd to me that they found most of her personal belongings, but they were not able to find her passport. In both cases, foul play has not been suspected in either of the cases. And so we still don't know what happened to Taylor. And so again, keep praying for her family. Again, I'm not saying they're related. I just think it was an interesting fact for us to know about. Also, I was reading about I was reading about drowning, unintentional drowning. So it was noted, or I was reading on NBC News, that the Bahamas has the highest level of unintentional drownings in the Americas, the highest level of unintentional drowning. So for every 100,000 people, there were 6.4 unintentional drownings in the country, okay, compared to 1.8 in 2019. Okay, so 6.4 unintentional drownings in the Bahamas. I have no idea how they get it 6.4 parts of a person, unless they count children as a half. Like, what is that? Like, what? Where? How do you get that? And not just reading this statistic, but just in general, when you're talking about people and it's a point something, I'm just like, how? Like, what formula did you use to reach that conclusion that it's a point something, even though people are whole people? So that's what it is. And so we don't know, again, if Miss Taylor drowned, if she was kidnapped. We just don't know, because she has not been seen. And so just wanted to give you that update in case you were interested, and just, again, just to share that additional information. All right, y'all, talking about another young lady who is no longer, well, this young lady was killed, Sonya Massey, y'all, on July 6th. Sonya, I believe she was murdered. Like, I watched the video. Y'all know I don't be watching videos because y'all know I'm sensitive. I'm very sensitive. But I was watching Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network on Monday night, and he did show, was a part of his broadcast. And he did give us a couple of warnings to say, look, y'all, if you don't want to see this, like, turn away because it's bad. Like, Roland Martin always warns us when there is video of a shooting, especially shooting against Black people, police-related shootings. He always gives us a warning. But for this one, it was a different kind of warning that he shared. And he said it a few times and gave us, ample time to turn away from the screen or to walk away from the screen so that we couldn't see it. And I started to, but I was like, no, I feel like I owe Miss Massey the respect and honor of her life to see what happened to her. And so I did watch it. And this actually happened, let me get the right date, on July 6th. And so it's interesting that we have the body cam video, because y'all know how police be trying to hold stuff, but possibly because the officer was charged, that they released the video cam. And so Miss Massey actually thought an intruder was around her home. And so she called emergency services, 911, to get some support, trying to keep anything from happening to her. And so the officers, they came to her home. It was reported. Now, this wasn't a part of the video. It was reported they checked her around her home. That was in a report that I read, in a couple of reports that I read. But on the video, it shows two white officers, talking to Miss Massey on the outside of her home. So she was actually standing on the porch, and the two officers were like standing on the steps, right with her, talking to her about her concern, why she called 911. I don't know how they got into her home, because I did not see that part of the clip of how they got into her home. And actually, when I watched it on Roland Martin's broadcast, it didn't show the porch scene. I actually watched another video and saw that, or at least I don't remember it showing the porch scene. Let me say that. If it did, I just don't remember it. Somehow they got into her home. I'm assuming she invited them in, because there wasn't any reports of like them forcing their way in. And so when I was looking at the video, they were standing in her living room and they were talking to her about who she was, asking for her name, asking for her ID. And she apparently had some water boiling on the stove, because one of the officers asked her, he must have saw the steam, I don't know, but he did ask her to go to the kitchen and take care of whatever was whatever was boiling on the stove. And so she proceeded to go into her kitchen, and it was like, this is her living room. Okay, so this is her living room. And then it was like like a bar, kind of, I guess it looked like a bar to me here. And then she just went around the bar, and that's where her kitchen was. So the officers they were standing in her living room and, could still see her in the kitchen. And so I wrote down what they said, because I listened to it. Let me make sure I got it right. So one officer told her to check on the stove, and because he was like, we don't want a fire here. So he told her to check on the stove. Okay, check plus for that. And then I don't, because of the distance of the video camera, the best I could see is that Miss Massey took the pot off the stove and put it on the counter, because we couldn't see, we could see the stove because of the angle of the angle of the camera. We could see her at the stove, and she did pick up the pot. I thought she had put it maybe in the sink, just to keep, because I know I don't put hot, or I try not to put hot pots or pans plain on my counter. I try to use a trivet or a dish towel or something like that, And so it looked like she had put it in the sink to me, even though I couldn't see the sink. To me, it went down. And so on the counter in the sink, she moved it from the stove. She moved the pot from the stove. And one of the officers asked where she was going. And I don't know what she said. I didn't quite catch what her response was, but he asked where she was going. And he said, I don't remember what he said, okay, because I didn't write that. I'll shoot you in here. Okay, so I can't remember when she said, where are you going? I think he may have said something about moving out of the way. And so, that's what he said. I did type it in. Okay, let me read what it says. She said, where are you going? One of the officers said, away from the hot steaming water. And then she simply just repeated what he said, hot steaming water. And then I don't know if he said something or not, but she responds, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And then the officer said, you better not. I'll shoot you in your effing face. And I heard that very clearly. And so he proceeds to pull out, because his hands were already going to the gun. He proceeded to pull out his gun, and y'all, I mean, boiling water, y'all. And she was shot 3 times, y'all. 3 times. 3 times over some freaking boiling water. Like, are you kidding me? Because it did not look like at all to me that Miss Massey was about to douse them with water. That's not what it looked like from the angle that I saw. I wish we could have seen around that corner a little bit. But from the angle that we saw on the body camera, it did not look like she was about to toss water. She had put the pot down. So even when he said, no, you don't, I'll shoot you in your effing face, I heard her say, I'm sorry. And she proceeds to go down on the floor. Now, I don't know if she had a pot on the floor in her hand. I couldn't see it. I don't think she did, because I think the pot was on the counter or in the sink or wherever she said it. But she said, I'm sorry, and she went down. I don't know if she started praying, if she got on her knees. She went down because the counter was there. We couldn't see her. She went down. But I saw those 2 officers with their guns drawn, and then bullets. I heard the bullets. I heard the guns go off. I didn't hear the bullets. I heard the guns go off. I don't know if both guns went off. One gun went off. I don't know, but I know she was shot 3 times. And at least one of those went to her head. Okay, before the wait a minute. All right, so one of the officers, after she went down, I think one of the officers went around the counter, because at this time there's still there's a barrier there. They're in the living room. Miss Massey was in the kitchen, so she's down on the floor. One of them went around, and I think they must have feared what they had done, because they went through a spree of cussing. It was like F and F. GD, I mean, they were cussing. They was cut like hardcore cussing. And one of the officers said, well, let me go get my kid. And make sure I type that in right. He said, let me go get my kid. The officer, so one was so if you're looking at the body camera, one officer was standing here, one officer was standing here. And so this officer that was here, he was the one that went around, and he's the one that was charged. And the other officer was like, let me go get my kid. And the first officer, who's been charged for shooting her, he said, well, I typed in what he said. The officer said, she done. You can go and get it, but it was a shot to the head. So in my interpretation of that, it's no use for you to get your kid, bruh. And so by this time, the officer that was standing back, he did call, let me see what part he called. He did call. So he did call before he said, let me go get my kid. He did make a call. The officer that was standing the furthest away from Miss Massey. he did call and noted that a female shot wound to the head. And so, and then after that, he said, well, let me go get my kid. The other officer basically said, no need to do that because he didn't say she probably did, but that was my interpretation of what he said. And then they went to cussing, y'all. And I'm just like, the officer that has been charged with shooting her, he was like, what could we do? He was like, he wasn't going to take boiling water to the face, so what could he do? So you kill somebody over some freaking boiling water? Like, you could have ducked out of, like I said, it did not look like Miss Massey was going to douse them with that water. But even if she did, you can duck. The water ain't going, but so y'all, and she's dead, y'all. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. How long, Lord, will we have to see Black people being killed by police? Like, how long is this going to continue? I know, y'all, that this has been happening since since enslavement in America. Black people have been killed, murdered, burned, chopped up, you know, different ways of killing us, murdering us, assassinating us. You want to talk about assassinating us. Even though I know assassination is for people in political office, I get it. I know, y'all. I'm just saying. So yeah, so she passed away, y'all, and so this is the police. Well, before I get there, Mr. Massey, Miss Sonya's dad, he was on Gayle King on CBS Morning. He was on with Gayle King. And he said that he did not know that it was a officer involved shooting. He thought that the intruder that his daughter called about, he thought the intruder was the one that killed her. Then his brother was the one that gave him the information that no, this is a police involved shooting and a deputy involved shooting. I didn't read reports about this, but the dad said there was even some reports about Miss Massey having committed suicide. That's what her father said. I didn't read those reports, you know, for myself. But the daddy did call the officer an emissary of Satan. Child, when he said that, I lost it. I just was like, I'm not gonna tell y'all how I lost it, but he said that the officer was emissary of Satan. I said, Jesus, oh Lord, the daddy was not playing. Let me tell you, he was not playing. So this actually happened, because I did not tell you all where it happened. This happened in Illinois. Let me see which county. It happened in Sangamon County. So the deputies were from Sangamon County's sheriff office. Sangamon County's sheriff's office. And so these were the two deputies that went to Miss Massey's house to respond to her call, and one of them again has been charged. But let me read y'all this statement from the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office. So they made a statement for immediate release on July 6, 2024 at 12:48 p.m. At approximately, this is what they said. So this is word from word. At approximately 12:50 a.m. on July 6, 2024, the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to a residence in the 2800 block of Hoover Avenue in Springfield, following a 911 call reporting a prowler. Upon arrival, two deputies conducted a search of the area. At approximately 1:21 a.m., the deputies reported that shots had been fired, resulting in a female being struck by gunfire. No, y'all killed her. Y'all allegedly killed her. He charged for killing her. So, I mean, you know, this is the report. This is what the report said. This is what the release from the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office said. Deputies immediately administer first aid until EMS arrived. I'm gonna push a pause right there. On that video cam, they did not administer any first aid or emergency services or nothing to this young lady. They stood there cussing up something. And the officer that had walked around could see her body. There was no first aid administered in the video cam, the video that I saw from the police officer video cam. I didn't see no administration of no kind of life-saving procedures to help Miss Massey out. Let me get back to the release. So this is the release. The woman was transported to St. James Hospital, where she was later pronounced deceased. No deputies were injured during the incident. Of course, they weren't injured. They got two guns holding, pointing them at a lady. Of course, they weren't hurt or harmed in any way. The Sangamon, back to the release, the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office has requested the Illinois State Police conduct an independent investigation into the matter. At this time, no further information is available. All inquiries should be directed to the Illinois State Police Zone 4 investigations. Child. So that's that, y'all. I think I'm done. No. Let me tell you who he is. I'm only say his name one time because I just. His name is Sean Grayson. Sean Grayson has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. Okay, so let me try that again. He has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, that's 3, aggravated battery, that's 4, and aggravated battery with a firearm, that's 4, and official misconduct. 5 charges have been launched against him. Okay, and y'all, let me tell y'all this. Records indicate that this man, like I said, I'm only gonna say his name one time, that this man has been to 6, I got my eyes closed, 6 different law enforcement agencies in 4 years. Yes, I said 6 law enforcement agencies in 4 years. I saw a DUI. I actually saw 2 DUIs, but I didn't research it further because I was like, I don't want to know any more about this man until they sentence him, until they find him guilty and sentence him. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear no more about his history, because he done killed Miss Massey, allegedly killed her. We just have to say allegedly, whatever. Allegedly, it looked like a murder to me from the video, but he allegedly killed her. He been charged for killing her. And so I didn't want to do any more research. The next report I want to give you about this person is that he has been indicted and he's going to jail. And now I'm done. So how long, Lord, will we have to see young men and young women murdered by the hands of police? Like how long, Jesus? Like sitting in my own living room, eating ice cream, killed by Mr. Botham Jean, killed by running, trying to get my exercise on, trying to live a healthy, well life, Ahmaud Arbery, taken to the police station and killed some kind of way at the police station, Miss Sandra Bland. Tamir, excuse me. That's all. Let me say this T until I get it right. Tamir Rice had a BB gun, killed as a child. Oh gosh, Philando Castillo. Who else we got, y'all? The list is like so long. I'm trying to remember all the names. Driving while black, eating ice cream while black, running while black. George Floyd selling DVDs while black. How long, Lord? How long? If y'all have young people in your family, if y'all are African American, just pray for you, pray for your family, pray for the children in your family, the youth in your family, pray for the males, for the females, pray for all of us, because I'm telling you, it is trauma. You can experience great trauma just being a Black person in America. Like, you don't even need anything else. You don't even have to add the poverty. You don't have to add the low-paying jobs. You don't have to add the lack of education. You don't have to have the historical biases and racism that have been used against us to keep us from having houses in beautiful neighborhoods, or neighborhoods that have, that are, and so neighborhoods where we want to live, in neighborhoods where we want to live. I'm going to say it like that. So the historical consequences of being Black in America, trauma is part of that. I know that we don't have to accept the trauma, you all, and maybe y'all too, whatever, but to me, it is traumatizing to see these videos and hearing these reports and doing this research over and over and over and over and over and over again. It is traumatizing, it is painful, it is hurtful. And it's just like, how long, Lord? Like, really, how long? I'm glad I don't have children in America, because I know it has happened to adults, because Sandra Bland, she was a daughter, but she was an adult. I understand, that some of the individuals were adults. Miss Massey was 26, an adult, but I'm just glad I don't have kids that I have to raise or whatever. Our prayers and condolences are with the Massey family. Let me move on to the next news story. All right, y'all. Hey, Mom. Hey, Aunt Wanda. Glad you are joining the broadcast tonight. Hi, Uncle Dino. Good afternoon. Great to see you. All right, let me move on, child, because I'm all right, y'all. Just in case y'all didn't know this, and you all know, I'm gonna say this because I did let a family member know that I was gonna talk about the Republican nominee. I don't even want to say his name, for the presidency and what happened to him. I said I was going to talk about that tonight, but I was like, God, I don't even want to give any energy to that. And foolishness is what I want to call it. That's what I want to call it. But I'm just going to say, I don't want to give any energy to that. No, we do not condone violence against anybody for any reason, for anything, any reason, thing, no violence against anybody. But I don't think what happened, it just didn't seem, it seemed like a ploy. It did. To me, it seemed like a ploy. And I'm just going to leave that there. So I know I said I was going to talk about his family member, but I'm not, because I don't want to give any energy to that. So I wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. I am going to talk about Vice President Kamala Harris. I am going to talk about her tonight. But before I get there, in case you all didn't know, there was a Supreme Court decision made this year, in my opinion, to criminalize the homeless, So the report, not the report, but the case was Robinson versus California. You all, I just looked this up right before, because I had reported on it since it happened, and I didn't look at the court case in detail. And so I'm sorry that I don't have the numbers, like the court case numbers and different things to give you, so you can look it up for yourself. But if you type in Robinson versus California, or the Supreme Court criminalizes the homeless, whatever words that are similar, you'll be able to find it. So Robinson versus California establishes that it is cruel, excuse me, that the Eighth Amendment? I think it's the Eighth Amendment that talks about cruel and unusual punishment. Is it the 8th or the 18th, y'all? Let me look. Let me make sure that I'm getting my amendments correctly. I haven't looked at the Constitution in a minute. So sorry, and I don't know it by heart, y'all. So please forgive me. To the history buzzers, like shaking y'all head at me, forgive me. So the 18th Amendment, the eighth Amendment to the United States limits the punishments that can be imposed on those accused or convicted of crimes. It states that excessive bail fines and cruel and unusual punishments are prohibited. So this particular case cites the Eighth Amendment of the United States of America. And it says that hold on, because I got a few different ones. Hold on. It says that a governor, state, or whoever can enforce ordinances that criminalize behaviors associated with being unhoused, like sleeping or camping on public property or in parks, even when there is no shelter available. So the authority has been given to municipalities, towns, states, counties, that if there are homeless that are sleeping in parks or on state property, government property, then that person in authority, the police or whoever, that person in authority has the right or the legal authority to remove those individuals, or ask those individuals to be removed from that particular state property or government property, even if they don't have anywhere to go. In my opinion, you're criminalizing the homeless for being homeless, because we don't know the history of them that led to their homelessness. And we know that a lot of veterans are homeless for various reasons. And so I'll look the information up and add a link to the description so that you all can read it for yourselves, and I'll need to read it for myself as well. But again, it says that individuals in authority have the authority to enforce ordinances that criminalize behaviors associated with being unhoused, even if there is no shelter available. It also notes that cities can ban people from sleeping and camping again in public spaces. In public spaces on public properties, with park being, just an example of that. Under bridges would be another example, because I've seen quite a few homeless under bridges. In other places, I know parks are a very popular place to be. I'm thinking of, there's some steps that I've seen people on, like in the downtown area, like on court, not the courthouse steps, but on, like, there's a church downtown, like the church steps, or just anywhere out in public. I wish I could remember where I saw this particular homeless person at, or what steps it was on. I can't remember if it was a church or what type of building that this particular person, they were homeless and they had their bags and different things with them. I'm assuming they were homeless because of the belongings that they had with them. And they were just sitting on the steps, just resting or whatever they were doing. And so when I first learned about this earlier this year, I don't know, y'all. It's like, can we offer a solution to the homeless population? Like, we are spending millions of dollars in millions in military spending. We have dollars being spent for Viagra. It's on the budget item. Y'all need to check it out. I checked it out. It's been over a year ago now. We're sending a lot of aid to Israel. Not that I'm for or against it, I'm just making a statement that we're sending aid there. I'm just like, there's got to be some money somewhere. Like, there's got to be some money. And I'm thinking from a federal level, money spending, but there's got to be some federal dollars that can be poured down into the states to help with the homeless population, or the states ought to have a budget line item to address the homeless population. I just don't know, y'all. Like, churches, like, I know that churches can't do everything. I know that we help everybody in need, but I recognize that churches don't have, or many churches don't have the financial capability to house the homeless, or support the homeless population as far as housing is concerned. Maybe food and different things, but housing is another, entity, because you're thinking about the location, the lights, the water, the furniture, and different things that the homeless population would need. I do know that there's a gentleman, and he's just coming to my mind right now, and I wish I would have gotten his information, but I'll try to add the link to what he's doing in the description. But I think I saw it on social media, because there were some students at a university that actually he was already helping the homeless, providing food for them. And there was a college that built a unit for him to provide, I think he was already providing showers some kind of way for them, but they actually built a mobile unit for him to provide showers. If he wasn't providing showers, they built the unit for him to provide the showers, or they added another unit to what he was already doing. I can't really remember, because it was a couple of weeks ago since I read that news story, and I hadn't even thought about it since then. But just thinking about helping the homeless, like, he's been helping the homeless. And I know that there are barbers. Excuse me, y'all, let me take a drink. That provide free haircuts to the homeless. And I know that there are other individuals, organizations, communities that are providing showers, like mobile shower units. I've heard of that, before, even before this gentleman. There was a report that he, is helping the homeless in that way. Because, like I said, those college students built that unit for him so that he can help even more of the homeless population. And so I know that there are, again, churches, ministries, organizations that are helping the homeless with food and clothes and different things. But I know churches, we can't do it all, because we still have financial obligations to our church, to our congregation, federal financial obligations there. So we just can't do it all. Now I know as a collective we can. I believe churches, civic organizations, community organizations get together, we might can solve or at least eliminate as much as we can those that are homeless in our communities. But I know one entity can't do it by themselves. But getting back to federal dollars and state dollars, there's got to be a way for us to assign dollars to help this population. Yeah, I just, it makes me think about we do what we want to do with our time, with our money, with our resources. We do what we want to do as individuals. And I think that same principle applies to our government and our states and our counties and our cities. They do what they want to do. And so, y'all, I don't know. I don't think that homeless ministry is a part of my direct ministry. I know it is a part of the bigger ministry of preaching the good news of Jesus Christ. And as I'm preaching, I need to be able to hand you a sandwich or a bag of clean clothes or something. So I know it's for, I want to say, the global mission for us to help everybody, but I don't think it's my direct mission to do. But I would definitely support any community initiatives or collaborative efforts to support the homeless in my particular community. So yeah, y'all, I'm just like, where else they gonna sleep if they're not if the homeless are not sleeping on a park bench or steps or under a bridge, like where they supposed to go? Like, I don't know, y'all. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you in case you didn't know. And so in response to this Supreme Court decision, Governor Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California, he actually issued an executive order to remove homeless encampments from state property. But he told the authorities to do that with urgency, but do it with dignity, like do it with dignity. You all, I remember watching a PBS special, like different, like things are coming up as I'm talking about this. I was watching a PBS special, I feel like it was last year, it may have been earlier this year, but I believe it was last year. And there was I don't know what city and state this was in, but it was a gentleman who they were talking to, who was doing most of the interviewing. And so, or he was the interviewee. They were interviewing him the most of anybody else there, but it was a homeless encampment. And it was a group, a group of individuals. They had their tents in different places that they were staying. Well, the gentleman that they were interviewing, they like interviewed him walking like back and forth. He did have, I think, a part-time job, if I'm not mistaken, but their main interviewing of him was he was getting these wood like planks from somewhere. I don't remember where it was. Like if it was, I think it was like thrown out at the garbage or something, but he had taken it back to the encampment and he actually built a stage, him and some of the other members of that community. They had built the stage, and the police came in, y'all. And when I say they did not, in my opinion, the police did not leave those individuals, those citizens of the United States of America with their dignity. They didn't. They started just ripping stuff, ripping tents, like not forcefully moving them out to where they didn't put their hands on them, but their words were very forceful about like, y'all need to get the heck up out of here. And they tore up their stage, y'all. It was so heartbreaking to me to see that, because I don't know whose land they were on. I don't know if that was city property or state property, but it was in a place, and I don't know if it was a part of a park or anything, but it was a place where I don't know if where their tents and stuff were, if that was already cleared out, but they were in the woods essentially, because there was trees around. So they had to go down a path, like a wooden path, to get to their encampment. So it was like trees or wherever on the edge of the city, wherever it was. And I'm like, they not bothering nobody. Like they're here. They were not impeding on the, like there was highways and different things around, but not directly around them. But like you could see in the distance, like in the video, there were like highways and different things happening. There were not any businesses or companies around that I could see. So I didn't see that they were impeding rather on anybody's whatever, like business. They weren't stopping any business. They weren't stopping traffic. They were just living their lives. And those authorities like ran them out of there. Yeah, I mean, tearing up their stuff. It was disheartening. And so I don't have the answer to the homeless population. I don't have the answer for them, except government, states, our government, our local, federal, state government should provide a line item to support the homeless. I don't know what that would look like. I would have to do some research. I would have to talk to individuals who are already helping the homeless and see what works in your city, what works in your state. Maybe we can incorporate that here. You know, I don't know the answers, but I do believe that money should be provided. And I guess I'll let that go. I guess I've talked about that enough. But when I think about a lot of our veterans, or I'm not going to say a lot, but some of our veterans who end up homeless for various reasons, like, to me, that is so unacceptable that you serve your country for however many years you serve, but you end up homeless. And there doesn't seem to be any government support to be offered to you to get you out of the homelessness or help you, move forward move from homelessness. And y'all know, if you're homeless, you don't have an address, so you got to put your address on your job application. It's just, oh, it's just disheartening, you all. And I just want, and I promise you, I'm not trying to get us down. I'm not. I just want to share, in case you didn't know, that the Supreme Court decision has happened. And it was a 6-3 ruling, by the way, 6 in favor of this ruling and 3 against. Okay, y'all, I'm done with that. I'm done with that, y'all. So we know that on Sunday, July 21st, President Joseph R. Biden issued a statement, y'all, junior, I forgot he's a junior. He issued a statement that he will no longer seek re-election, and he endorsed his Vice President Kamala Harris. Okay, y'all. First of all, when the Lord woke me up early Sunday morning, I knew something wasn't right. And I knew it had to do with Joe Biden. I will spare you the details of the conversation I had with the Lord, but I was not happy with President Joe Biden's decision, because I want to be respectful. I heard what the Lord said. I saw I didn't read all of what President Biden posted. And then I heard what else the Lord, like, so y'all, I was a little distraught on Sunday. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm glad that my presiding was okay, because I thought it was crazy, but I heard, report that it was fine. And then I actually saw it for myself. I was like, okay, seemed like I was in the right state of mind. I was distraught. I ain't even gonna lie. Sunday, I was distraught because I feel like President Joe Biden had a wonderful chance of winning re-election. I really did. So after I got over my distraughtness, and gathered myself, I heard what the Lord said. I wasn't trying to hear what the Lord was saying, but I heard what the Lord said. And I eventually, as the day, I accepted what the Lord said. Okay. And I'm excited. After my distraughtness on Sunday, and me talking to the Lord and me not being happy with the Lord, have y'all ever been unhappy with the Lord? And if you have been, have you told him? Y'all, I don't mind. Me and the Lord have a really good relationship, and I don't mind expressing my feelings, thoughts, attitudes, and all with the Lord. He's known me all my life. He knows who I am and what I do and how I respond. So yes, I did express my distraughtness to God. By the time Monday rolled around, I was still a little distraught. I ain't even gonna lie. But I did feel a little better later on in the day. And so I'm very excited. My distraughtness is over. And I'm very excited for Vice President Kamala Harris being the Democratic nominee for the presidency. Woo, woo. I'm excited for her. Now, you vote your conviction. Whoever you vote for, y'all vote your conviction. I'm just reporting. Praise the Lord. And so I wanted to say that since Vice President Kamala Harris has been endorsed, since President Joe Biden announced that he would not seek re-election, and since his endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris, she has received a lot of support. She has received support from, there was a few organizations that I wanted to share with you. So the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations, the AFL-CIO, they have wholeheartedly endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for president of the United States of America. The AFL-CIO is one of the biggest federations of unions in the United States. It is the biggest, not one, excuse me. Let me get that right. They are the biggest federation of unions. I said it wrong all around. So let me start again. So the AFL-CIO is the biggest federation of unions in the United States. And they, as I did my research, found that they have been a big supporter of President Joe Biden as well. So they have endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. All right, and this is what the President Liz Schuler said. From day one, Vice President Kamala Harris has been a true partner in leading the most pro-labor administration in history. At every step in her distinguished career, get my computer going correctly, praise God, in public office, she's proven herself a principled and tenacious fighter for working people and a visionary leader we can count on. From taking on Wall Street and corporate greed to leading efforts to expand affordable childcare and support vulnerable workers, she's shown time and again she's on our side. The Service Employees International Unit has also endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. The United Food and Commercial Workers International Union, the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, and the American Federation of Teachers, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and the United Steelworkers. They have all endorsed, all of these unions have endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for the presidency for the Democratic ticket. You all, there's of course been several Democratic people, senators and House representatives who have endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. I didn't get their names because it really didn't matter to me because I was mad at them for pressuring Joe Biden to begin with. So let me push pause right here. I had plans to report all of the Democrats who publicly stated that President Joe Biden should step down. But I was like, I'm not going to give the time and energy to that. You all can look that up for yourselves. But I was ticked off that there were Democrats who publicly called for President Joe Biden to sit down, to step down, to not run for re-election. They didn't do this privately in the privacy of their own Democratic offices. They actually did this publicly. The Bible says a house divided against itself will not stand. I did not say that. That's what the Bible said. So for Democrats who publicly told Joe Biden he needed to go sit down, that's just how Stephanie interpreted it, go sit down, y'all were wrong for doing that. If y'all wanted to have a conversation with President Joe Biden about his health or any concerns that you had about him, you should have sat him down in the privacy of y'all own offices or meeting places and talked to him privately. Your personal, well, I ain't gonna say your personal, your family business should not have been made publicly. And yes, I said Democratic family business should not have been made publicly. That's number one. And then y'all did it over 90 minutes of a doggone debate. You took 90 minutes, for the most part, you took 90 minutes of a presidential debate, and that is when you all started calling for him to sit down. Forget his history of uniting the country. For the most part, I know there are people that refuse to be united. They people who refuse to be at peace, even though they call themselves American citizens, they refuse to be united, refuse to be at peace. We're not talking about them, but all of the work that President Biden and Vice President Harris has done with the infrastructure bill, with capping insulin for seniors at $35, the child tax income credit, and other things that I cannot think of off the top of my head right now. Student loan debt forgiveness, thank you, God. Student loan debt forgiveness for I think it was over 1 million Americans, come on in here, somebody. As far as I know, he has done more than any other president in my lifetime. He got stuff done. And I thought that him running for president and getting reelected, he could do even more in the next 4 years. But he has decided to step down, and he has endorsed VP Kamala Harris. But getting back to fussing out the Democrats, y'all should have taken y'all personal business, y'all personal concerns, y'all thoughts, y'all feelings, y'all whatever, and spoken to President Joe Biden properly. That's all I'm saying. Because most people are not going to air what we call your dirty laundry. Y'all did that. I don't know why y'all did that on a public platform. Y'all could have talked about that privately. Like, nobody in the world but y'all needed to know that y'all had a conversation with President Joe Biden. And for all of y'all celebrities who spoke against Joe Biden and told him to sit down, y'all are wrong too. I'm going to say it how I feel it. That is to sip and say with Stephanie, y'all are wrong too. Anywho, and then I'm going to say this. Has there been anybody besides Jesus in the history of the entire world that got everything right every single time? Every speech, every line that y'all actors have said, y'all know y'all got bloopers because you said it wrong. You forgot what you were supposed to say. Preachers, teachers, professors, public speakers, I know that y'all are excellent in what y'all do. We excellent in what we do. But I promise you, you didn't get it right every single time. And if you did, then God bless you. Praise the Lord. But most of us don't get it right every single time. Sometimes we make a mistake. Sometimes we blunder. Sometimes we say 1 John when we meant the Gospel of John. Sometimes we say Genesis when we meant Revelation. So sometimes we do make mistakes. And you all took 90 minutes and just threw President Joe Biden under the bus. And I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. Y'all was wrong for doing it. Okay, I'm done with that part. Getting back to my excitement, I am excited that Vice President Kamala Harris is running for the president of the United States of America. I believe that she will make a wonderful president. I don't know who her running mate will be. I don't even know who. I know who I want, but I won't say it publicly. I know who I want. And so she is talking to individuals, and she'll make the decision that she feels is best for her campaign, her platform, and as she transitions into the presidency. So y'all, January 20th, 2025, y'all, hey, where y'all gonna be? Oh, y'all, is that the third? Is that the third? Y'all, January 20th of 2025 falls on Dr. King. Y'all, come on and get somebody. It falls on Dr. King's birthday celebration. I'm gonna get it right, y'all. I'm gonna get it right. I'm just sitting here in disbelief. I don't have my January calendar. The third. We always celebrate Dr. King on the third Monday, celebrate his birthday, y'all. Okay. Y'all coming with me? Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna take a sip. Y'all coming with me? Let me take a sip. Oh my gosh, y'all. January 20th, 2025, Dr. King's birthday celebration, or the day that we honor him, which falls in line with his birthday, because Dr. King was born, what, January 4th, 1929, right, y'all? Did I get that right? January 4th, 1929? January 15th, I got it wrong. He passed away April 4th. So excuse me for that. January 15th. I'm sorry, Dr. King, forgive me. If if you're listening to me from heaven, you might be busy up in heaven. I don't know. But if you're listening to me, forgive me. So January 15th, 1929. Oh man, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. I think I'm gonna let it go. Okay, I'm gonna let it go. Okay, so hey. All right, y'all. Let me move. Am I gonna move on? Okay, let's move on. Let me see if I want to say anything else. Now, y'all vote y'all conviction. Y'all vote for whoever y'all want to vote for, because I think you vote for whoever you want to vote for. That's all I'm saying. I am not going to tell anybody who to vote for as far as president is concerned, because that's your business. That's y'all business, who you want to vote for. And yeah. Okay, y'all. Just so you all know, so the Democratic National Convention is coming up next month, but the Democrats have decided that they were going to do a virtual vote to make sure that they don't miss any of the deadlines, like state deadlines, to make sure that Vice President Kamala Harris is on the ballot, which would have been President Joe Biden, because the DNC was going to happen in August, regardless of who was running. And so they plan to confirm Vice President Harris as the nominee for the Democratic ticket for the president by August 7th. Okay, they're going to vote virtually. They're going to try to do it by August 7th. So again, she can get on all the ballots. Which I want us to understand, it would have been Joe Biden on the ballot. This was already in play before President Biden decided to step down. I want us to note that it takes 1,976 delegates to secure nominations. So 1,976. The Democratic delegation totals 3,936, just so you'll have the information. And Vice President Kamala Harris has over the number of delegates needed for her to be nominated for the presidential candidate for the Democratic Party. And so she already has what she needs. It's just a matter of the formality taking place, the vote coming to a vote, because y'all know we have to vote. All in favor say aye, opposes nay. Are there any questions? Y'all know we got to do the Robert Rules of Order. Well, before you say yay and nay, you ask for questions and you say yay and nay. And so that's going to happen before August 7th. I'm going to be child. That's why I need my alcohol-free wine so I can toast, right? All right, y'all. And so I'm just trying to see if I want to say anything else about that. And I don't. There have been several state delegations, again, that have unanimously or a majority endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. So we'll see that, or get reports of that, once August 7th hits, or, whatever that date would be. Now, I didn't look up the date for the Democratic National Convention, so y'all can look that up for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I will be watching it. And I do want to tell you all this, in case you didn't know. Y'all know I watch Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. So y'all, I did not know the ladies had a call together to talk about Vice President Kamala Harris being endorsed by President Joe Biden, and their call was Sunday night. I wish I would have known. I was told that it was on social media, but I was not on social media on Sunday, because I was in my distraughtness, and I won't think about no dog on social media, even though I did glance on social media to see a few things, and I wanted to kind of read about, because not Vice President, but President Joe Biden put his statement out on social media. Even though I didn't read it in full then, and I still haven't read it in full now. And so even though he put it out, I didn't read it. I didn't read it when he first put it out, but I was just looking on social media just to kind of get a confirmation, I guess, about has this happened. And I saw the letter. And so I was too distraught to read it, because, So anyway, y'all, I'm done with my distraughtness. I have transitioned to happy. I have something to say. All right, I don't know what I was saying, but I am excited about Vice President Kamala Harris running for the presidency. I'm very excited about that. I am excited for her. And as Stephanie Humphrey, because y'all know I have nonprofit entities, but as Stephanie Humphrey, I do endorse Vice President Kamala Harris for the presidency. I believe, again, that she'll make a wonderful president. So just ask Stephanie Humphrey. But y'all vote your convictions. Whoever you decide to vote for, you vote your convictions. You check the history of each candidate and decide for yourself who might be the best person to lead this country. But I want to say, I think maybe that's what I wanted to talk to you all about. Check who's running in your local elections. To me, local elections are equally important as presidential elections. So check and see if you have any, if the sheriff position is open for reelection this season. Like check that out. Senators, the House of Representatives, judges, Department of Education, Department of Agriculture, like whatever whatever positions, are open and available that people are running for. Check it out, y'all. We got the Bible say we got a foolish person, because the Bible said don't call nobody no fool. We got a foolish person, in my opinion, running for the governor of my state. Y'all, child. If y'all live in North Carolina, check to see who's running for governor. Check to see who is running for the Department of Education. Y'all, the Republicans have put up some foolish people, in my opinion. Check out their record. Check out their rhetoric. Check their history, y'all. Check to see who's running in your local elections. I know the presidential election is huge, but again, local elections are equally important. Equally important. Y'all heard me say it. Equally important with the presidential election. They might even be more important than the presidential election in some instances, because y'all. So check who's running in your check your state board of elections. See who is running for your county, for your city, for your municipality, for your state. Check out their history, look them up, check social media. I don't care who would check to see who they are, so that you can make an informed decision about who you are voting for in November. Also, make a plan to vote in December. Are you going to vote early? Are you going to vote day of? Make a plan to vote this election cycle. Check your voter registration. Go to the state board of elections for your state. Check and make sure that you are still a registered voter, that you are still active. If you are inactive, child, go down to the board of elections when they open tomorrow, or as soon as you can. Check with them to find out what's going on. If you are not registered, I don't know what the deadline is in North Carolina to, because they changed the state law, because you used to be able to vote absentee. You used to be able to register to vote and vote absentee the same day. Not absentee, is it absentee? Okay, it may not be absentee. I might have my terminology wrong, but I believe it is absentee, but I might have my terminology wrong. But you used to be able to vote, or excuse me, register to vote and vote on the same day. I'll say it like that in North Carolina. With the change of election laws, that part of the new election law, I don't remember. In North Carolina, you do have to have an ID, you all. So make sure that you have your government ID ready, or the other acceptable forms of ID that you can use to vote. There is a list on the State Board of Elections website. Check out the acceptable forms of ID. If you don't have a driver's license or a government ID, check out the acceptable forms of ID. There are many colleges where you can use your student ID. Check it out, y'all, and make sure that you have that. Like, get your little fanny pack or whatever you're gonna take. Don't take any big bags into the voting booth. But I know I usually don't take anything in. Like, I usually don't take any bags in. I usually, and sometimes I don't even take my phone in. I think when I voted for the primaries, I did take my phone in, you all, because election laws have changed in North Carolina, where people can come a certain feet within the voting area. Y'all, these election laws in North Carolina are Looney Tunes. And I took my phone in because I said, if somebody gets closer to me than they should be, I'm gonna record them. I don't know if it's illegal to record in the voting booth now that I'm thinking about it. I need to check that out to make sure. But my mindset right then was, I'm gonna get this on record if somebody is being irate, or I feel like they're harassing me or anything of that nature. And so this primary, I did take my phone in. But I normally don't. I normally just leave it in the car. I just don't want anything in with me. I just want to vote and, step on away from there. But check the voter ID. There are voter ID, or not voter ID laws, but there are voter laws that have come up all across the United States. So again, for the third, fourth, fifth, 10th time, check your state board of elections to see if there are any new laws in your state. Become familiar with those new laws so that you won't have any problems. Hopefully won't have any problems voting, okay? And again, North Carolina is a voter ID is law now, and so you have to have an ID to vote. I want to think if there's anything else I want to say. I think I'm done with that, you all. If you have a young adult, somebody in your family that just turned 18, I got two of them. No, I got two of them, and then I got one that's in their early 20s. She in her early 20s, in her early 20s, they haven't registered to vote. I'm gonna talk to her soon again. So I already talked to her once. I'm gonna talk to her again because I know she ain't registered. So if you have somebody that I'm fussing at my family on the Stephanie Humphrey channel, Stephanie Humphrey podcast, praise God. And so if you have a teen that just turned 18, a young adult now, get them registered. Y'all get the voter registration form in their hand and work with them, help them to fill out that form, mail it off to the State Board of Elections, not the State Board of Elections, but the County Board of Elections, or take it down there, however you want to deliver it, and make sure that they get on the roll to vote. Check any deadlines, because some states do have deadlines. You have to be registered by a certain time. Some states or counties have it where you can, register same day. So check what your state and your county guidelines are, okay? So we don't want any hindrances, any issues when it comes time to vote, whether we're voting early or day of. I think that's all I want to say about that. I just want, last thing, as I wrap this thing up, I wanted to mention the Olympics, y'all. Opening ceremonies for the Paris Olympics are happening tomorrow. I'm excited. The only thing I watch is track and field and the gymnastics, y'all. I ain't even gonna tell y'all what I was thinking of ballerina, and I knew ballerina won't right, but that's all I could think of. But I knew that wasn't right, y'all. But the gymnastics, y'all, Miss Stephanie Humphrey, I promise you, I'm not Looney Tunes, but I get imagery. Imagery comes to my mind, and I was thinking about the leotards. That's all it was with the ballerina and the gymnasts, because they wear, similar athletic wear for their events. And so, anywho, track and field and gymnastics are the two that I watch. I did watch some of the preliminaries, and y'all, U.S. gymnastics team, ladies, they was on fire. They was on fire. Simone Biles was on fire. That girl is on fire. Okay, that's Alicia Keys. No copyright infringement intended. And so, yeah, y'all, so the Olympics, I love opening ceremony. Like, opening ceremonies to me is this huge production. And I absolutely love seeing all of the countries and all of the athletes that are coming in. I like to see them in their gear, supporting their country, and just the joy and just the camaraderie that happens during opening ceremonies for the Olympics. I love it. It brings me a lot of joy. And so I'm not gonna, it happens at noon tomorrow, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to see it, because I do have something else going on tomorrow. So I don't know that I'll be able to see it. I might have to watch the rebroadcast of it, but it actually started. Paris actually started theirs, because they're the torch. They've carried the torch. Okay, I don't have all the details, so y'all find it for yourself, but they've already started opening ceremonies in some areas. And in France, some areas in France have already started opening ceremonies. And so, yes, but the big major, opening ceremony with all the athletes is tomorrow at noon. You can see it on NBC. Is hosting, the broadcast that's hosting, or the TV station that's hosting the Olympics. And so I'm excited about it. Okay, y'all. Okay, I'm done. I think I'm done. I did want to mention, well, I'll mention that next week. The Lord bless me, I'll mention that next week. So y'all, I'm done. I did have an unboxing to happen. Oh, I did want to say this about the Olympics, y'all. This is the 10-10-10-3, the 33rd Olympiad. Again, it'll take place starting tomorrow, July 26th to August 11th. And I do want to note that some events have already happened, like soccer already happened, was happening today. And I don't know if it happened, the day before, whenever, but I do know that there was some soccer happening today. And there were at least a few other events that started early. I don't know why they started early, but I just saw the the reports that they had started early. I just didn't do the research as to why. And so there are 329 events happening in 32 sports, including some additional sports that have been added. There are over 200 national Olympic committees, and there is the IOC Refugee Olympic team. They will participate as well. There is approximately, 10,500 athletes that will be participating in the Paris Olympics. Oh my gosh, y'all. Can you imagine having 10,500 people in your city, and literally over 10,500 people, because you're thinking about their coaches and their families attending and the other attendees of the Olympics. Like, you're talking about thousands of people in your city. Like, that's some good money coming in Paris, y'all. Congratulations to y'all for boosting the economy, right? And so, yep, that's it. 10,500 athletes approximately that will compete in the 33rd Olympics. Yeah, I love the Olympics. It's so exciting to me to see people like the best of the best, like participating and competing in their skill and their chosen athletic event, and when they get their medals. I know everybody wants gold, but gold, silver, bronze, like, that's still cause for celebration. I just love it. I love to see people happy and competing and just doing the best, being their best. So I'm excited for everybody. Congratulations to everybody. Do well, everybody. Prayerfully, we won't have any injuries. I'm just going to say no injuries. I pray we don't have any injuries. I pray that everybody stays safe. And well, y'all, the next Olympics that are happening whenever, I want to say 2026, but I don't know if I got the year right, is happening in California. Y'all know I done looked it up. Because I was like, I thought about going to Paris Olympics, but I thought about it like 3 weeks ago. I looked up the tickets and stuff, and I was like, I could, but I'm not. I'm gonna stay home, right? But it's happening in California, the next Olympics, and I looked up the volunteer information. I actually, looked up some other things as it relates to the Olympics, and who knows, y'all? I might go. I might go as a volunteer. I might go as a spectator. We'll see what's happening. New adventures, new opportunities, new seasons. Come on and hear somebody. So since I'm talking about things new, I do want to invite you to the 15th Pocketbook Exchange. Our theme is on the move. Come on and hear somebody. We're going to talk about moving to the side. We're going to talk about moving forward, and we're going to talk about moving beyond. Yes, that's my country talk. On the move, moving to the side, moving forward, and moving beyond. That's where those new seasons and those new territories come in. Y'all, I'm so excited about the Pocketbook Exchange. I've been hosting it in this area. I promise y'all I'm gonna let y'all go because it's already almost 8 o'clock. So I've been hosting it in this area, like up in the Central Carolina area, for 15 years now, you all. And I'm really excited about this year. I have one of my speakers confirmed, one of the teachers confirmed. I'll get the other two confirmed. One of them might be me. I'm trying to avoid, you know how the Lord be talking. I'm not a disobedient person, but I'm just, me and the Lord be talking. So we'll see what happens there. Praise God. Y'all pray for me here. Pray for me here. And so it's going to be so good, y'all. And it's going to be good. And so that's happening. And since I'm making an announcement, Aunties Against Abuse, we are hosting health and wellness event. So push pause. If you want to know more about the Pocketbook Exchange, go to BeFreeMinistriesNC.org, BeFreeMinistriesNC.org. Click on the 2024 Pocketbook Exchange, and all of the information is there. We do exchange new purses at the Pocketbook Exchange. You have to put at least 7 items. I gave you a jumpstart list on the website, at least 7 items in your new purse to exchange with other women that are attending. Exchanging purses is optional. It's fun, but it is optional, okay? And lunch will be served. Praise the Lord. I think the men are going to serve us. They don't know it yet, but I think the men are going to be serving us. We'll see what happens. But lunch will be served. So check it out, BeFreeMinistriesNC.org. My nonprofit, Aunties Against Abuse, is hosting health and wellness events in August, September, and October. You all, man, it's for young ladies ages 5 to 18. And we are hoping to impact them to enhance and improve their personal well-being. Okay, we are hoping to impact these young ladies to enhance and improve their personal well-being. We did receive a grant for Aunties Against Abuse to host these events. We have 2 other sponsors, and we are hoping that you can be a sponsor too. If you want to be a sponsor, go to auntiesagainst.abuse.org. Check out the information under wellness events, under symposium sessions, and sponsors. All the information is there for you, okay? Also, I'm having a sponsors event, or me and the team, the Aunties Against Abuse team, we are having a sponsors meeting on August 28th. Excuse me. Oh, let me check the date, because I'm getting my 28th and my 31st mixed up. August 31st at 11:30 a.m. The information again is on the website. Get registered and join us for that event. I'll share information about aunties, the impact that we've had so far, and I'll give you some more details about the wellness events. Okay, y'all. So that is what my life is, very full. Y'all, I'm starting school in September. I got a lot going on, but God is going to see me through it all. He's given me permission to do all that I'm doing. And I know He's going to give me the strength and the favor and the fortitude to do all that He has commissioned me to do. So you all pray my strength, pray for the Pocketbook Exchange, pray for Auntie's Health and Wellness events, pray for me as I go back to school in the fall. And yeah, pray for me. I'll be praying for y'all collectively. If you have some individual prayer needs, you can fill out the contact form on beefreeministriesnc.org, and I will pray for you. Okay, I will intercede for you, but definitely, yeah, let's just support each other. Let's just support each other. Okay, y'all. I feel like I wanted to tell y'all one more thing. Oh, I have an unboxing. Okay, it's 8:02. It's 8:02. I'm gonna do it quick. So I got some new products from the Honey Pot, and I actually already opened the box because I forgot that the broadcast was coming up. So I actually opened the box already. So this is my box from the Honey Pot, and so it's upside down. Child, let me change it so I don't drop nothing out. Okay, hold on. All right, so this is my Honey Pot box. Let me make sure that I am doing this the way that I want to. So this is my Honey Pot box, y'all. Honey Pot. All right, y'all. So I actually got 2 sets of one thing because I wanted to try some new products from the Honey Pot. Mom, I'm not bringing any Honey Pot home for you, so don't even put it in the chat. So I've had these before. These are the, even with my glasses on, I can't even see this, y'all. The print is small. But these are the wipes. What kind of wipes are they? Wipes for your intimate parts, for your body, and for your face. I like these wipes, y'all. I keep these wipes here. Wait a minute. I have a few wipes left, or did I use all my wipes? I think I have a few wipes left of the bergamot. Bergamot was the last scent that I got from Honey Pot. I actually got a lot of scents. And then I'm using the bergamot up. I've actually tried all of the scents: the cucumber, the bergamot, the sensitive, the hypoallergenic. I don't think I've tried the purple one. There's a purple one that I'm not sure that I've tried yet. And I've tried the bergamot, that was new. And then I think there's one, maybe the purple one I haven't tried. So anyway, I decided to get sensitive this time. So these are my cleansing wipes. I love these, especially when I'm going out. I usually take these when I travel. Sometimes I'll take some of these to work, especially if I have an event after work and I just need to freshen up. Let me put it close so y'all can see it. And I just need to freshen up. I'll take these with me just so I can freshen up. And I like these. It's a 30 count. Okay, so I got 2 of these. And oh, these are rolled up. Okay, so hold on, y'all. I got to move this because these are actually rolled up. Oh, I love the way these are packaged. Just so y'all know, oh, this is the new, oh, y'all, I'm so excited. So y'all know I love my Flawless Natural soaps. But look, y'all, Honey Pot, I think they released this either end of last year or this year. There is a hydrating herbal infused body cleanser. Y'all, I'm so excited to try this because the founder of Honey Pot said people have been asking her to do like a shower gel cleanser type of a product, and she did. So this is what this is. I'm really excited to use it. It looks like it has a flip. Oh, no, it has a thing where it comes out right there. So just pours in. And I'm so excited to use this. I'll probably use this tonight or in the morning. I actually got 2 of these as well because it actually came in a set. If you get honey pot sets, you know, it's a little bit reduced price instead of paying full price for each one. So they actually put sets together. So this is my sensitive set. And so is this my other, that's my other one. And I can't remember what the other one is, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. Oh, my phone wash. Okay, so I got my phone wash. Y'all, I'm on my last leg of my phone wash. That's why I ordered honey pot, because I'm on my last leg. Like, I've had my last big order last year. Normally, if I make my Black owned business orders, I make big orders so that it'll last for a while. And so I think I made an order last year, if I'm not mistaken. And so I'm on my last body wash. Not my body wash, I'm sorry, I'm on my last foaming wash, and I have a few more wipes left, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a sensitive foaming wash. I only use this on my lady parts, okay? I haven't tried it anywhere else because it's made specifically for our lady parts. And so it's gynecological tested and approved, it's pH balanced correctly, it's gentle and non-irritating. I have tried almost every single, now I want to almost every single fragrance of the honey pot foaming wash, and none of it has any of it caused irritation. If I leave it on long, it causes it. Because sometimes when I'm washing, I wash my hair and everything in the shower, and sometimes I'm moving and shaking. But I think for the most part, I don't have any issues with these. I don't remember having any major issues with any of the foaming washes, but I feel like there's one that I left it on too long, but that was on me and not on the product. And so foaming wash for your lady parts. Got I want to say it right, my body cleanser, and then I got my wipes. Like I said, I got 2 sets of honey pot. I'm gonna have to make another order soon because I only got 2 sets. So I don't know, it's just gonna last me. It might last me till the rest of the year. It should last me till the rest of the year. Well, you know, it probably will, because I still have some of my Flawless Natural soaps to use. And so sometimes I use them interchangeably. And so this should last me a good little while, but I'll probably still make another big order around Black Friday is when I like to make my big orders too. And so I'll probably do it then. Get y'all some honey pot, you all. So Black owned business, a woman owned business, and the products are amazing. And so I really want to see, because now I'm kind of curious to know which one of the products that I didn't get. And y'all, she has feminine products like tampons and pads. Honey Pot also offers those. One thing about Honey Pot products is they're organic, like it's organic cotton that is used on the sanitary napkins and on the tampons. And so y'all try it, just try it. It is herbal infused. So if you don't like herbs, you know, infused in your lady parts, then I encourage you to get the the hyperallergenic, not the non-hyperallergenic, but just a regular hypoallergenic, and that should do it for you, okay? I think that's all. Yeah, organic cotton cover for the pads, or for the sanitary napkins. We understand each other. We understand each other. Okay. I'm on the website now because I do want to know which one I didn't try. The lavender chamomile is new. Well, no, I have. Yep, I did try the lavender. Okay. So I have tried every scent in the foaming wash. I've tried every scent in the foaming wash, and I like all of the scents, but I like the sensitive, I think, is the best, just because I have skin sensitivity. Sometimes it comes and goes, but so I just like the sensitivity. Okay, y'all, I'm done for real. So check you out the honey pot. I'll add the link to the description. Thank you all so much for joining me for Sip and Say with Stephanie. I'll be back here on the Stephanie Humphrey channel and the Stephanie Humphrey podcast next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. It will be the first Thursday in the month, and so it'll be our Let's Talk About It series, Bible edition. I don't know yet if I'm going to do a Bible study or if I'm going to do a teaching. We'll see what the Lord says, and we'll be back next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Look, you all, something just came to mind. I don't know what it was, but y'all have a beautiful weekend. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy having a weekend free, just relaxing on your sofa or your recliner, wherever y'all want to be, your gazebo, your back porch, whatever. Just have a beautiful weekend. Love on your family, love on your friends. You know, people are passing away left and right. So tell somebody, if you're with somebody right now, look at them and say, I love you. Send somebody a text message and say, I love you. Send an email and tell somebody, I love you. Get on your video call and tell somebody, I love you. Just let somebody know that you love them today, that they are important, that they are a blessing to you in your life. So some encouragement today, y'all. Okay, I'm done. Oh, I got one more thing I do. I promise you, this is the last thing. You all, people have been talking about, that's what I wanted to say about Kamala Harris when I was talking about the calls, like the ladies met, okay, got two things. The ladies met Sunday on a call. It was thousands of people. They raised over $1 million for Vice President Kamala Harris. On Monday, the men were on a call. Now, I was on that call. The men were on a call, so they were talking about endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris, or the impact that they feel she will have as president. There have since been Asian women, or I don't know if they've had their call, but they've come together for a call. White women have come together for a call. LGBTQI plus community has come together for a call. So there are different groups that have come together or are coming together to unite in support of Vice President Kamala Harris. So that's happening. That's why I started talking about the Sunday night and didn't finish it. That's what it was. Okay, so what I wanted to say, and I forgot what I really wanted to say. I forgot, so I'm going to add it to the description, you all. So look, show some encouragement, be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, and you all, let's try to make this world that we live in much better than it was before we got here, okay? Y'all take care.